Okay, we are here at Eagle Eye Networks, and I'm talking to Dean Drako. He's the CEO, and he did a lot of companies before, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. Dean, why did you get into, I mean, you're very much into cybersecurity. You did the first malware, the email protection things, became a big company, went public. Why are you now in camera surveillance systems?
I felt that no one was building a real cloud-based platform for video surveillance, and the opportunity I felt was too big to pass up. So I wanted to jump in and basically.
Why did you feel that nobody had that? I mean,
I was looking for a solution for myself, for my own use at Barracuda Networks. I wanted security cameras across all my sites around the world, and there was no cloud-based solution that I could buy.
Which year are we talking about?
We're talking 2011, 2012, around that.
Salesforce was becoming already big. I mean, there were things moving in the cloud, and also video was becoming a big part of the IP system on the internet, but no, secure data, secure camera systems.
Correct. There was nothing that was in the cloud for video surveillance. Everybody was still selling NVRs and DVRs that actually looked like old VHS video recorders.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, come on, this is about the way people do it now. I mean, we have hundreds of thousands of cameras here in the Netherlands, and 99% are non-connected and are not in the cloud and are not protected. So
correct.
You're also a little bit
vulnerable.
Yeah, you're a little bit of a fan of cybersecurity. How bad is it? Does it? I mean, you've seen that thing coming from 2000. How bad is cybersecurity problems now?
Well, cybersecurity for camera systems is extremely bad because no one actually upgrades the firmware on any of the cameras, so all the vulnerabilities are still there. Cybersecurity in general, if you go kind of just beyond the physical security world to IT world and all of that, is continuing to get more severe. We have more breaches that are more severe every year.
There was a beautiful one in America, 145,000 million social security numbers. Huh?
Correct, Equifax. Yeah. Probably the most severe breach that's ever happened in the history of the United States, at least, probably the world, because it included names, social security numbers, dates of birth, driver's license numbers,
Ladies and gentlemen, this cybersecurity is going to be a great market. It's a fantastic thing. Now, you started to put together Eagle AI Networks. You bought a couple of companies. What's in the infrastructure and the architecture of the system? What have you put in there?
Well, so Eagle Eye Networks operates our own data centers so that we can keep everything ultra cyber hardened and cyber secure, but also so that we can deliver the product and the service at a cost point that is what the customers are willing to pay. We operate data centers in probably 8 countries now around the world.
And for the government, do you have any private places? Because the government always needs everything, non-public.
We operate private data centers for a number of Fortune 500 companies, as well as for some government entities.
Yeah. There are millions, hundreds of millions of cameras in the world. I mean, you're in the cloud, you're a pioneer in that thing. What kind of numbers are we talking about? How will this industry grow, and how many cameras will move to the cloud in the next 5 years?
Well, in the next 5 years, you'll probably see huge numbers move to the cloud. We'll probably get to millions moving to the cloud. I think that if you go out 10 or 20 years, you're going to find that 90-some% of the cameras all move to the cloud.
Yeah.
Just like
you see here,
else.
I mean, he's really into everything. Well, look at this. This is a body cam. So I mean, the police is having body cams, but you're having, what does this camera do?
This is a mini body cam. It takes a still image every 30 seconds and does a little kind of record of your day so that you can look back and see what you did.
That's very simple, works on batteries. But if you look at surveillance companies, police, and all that kind of stuff, it really also is a big market already in the States.
Yes, body cams are becoming pretty much standard practice for all security organizations, police. It's moving into fire and other emergency responders, and it's also moving into the private security guard business in a big way.
You have hundreds of thousands of security cameras at the moment now. Your platform is basically making secure connections to them. What other services do you do? We have a lot of interest in analytics here. People want to know, what can I do with it? What kind of smart things can I do with all these cameras?
Well, accessibility to the video is kind of the key thing. You want to be able to pull up any video anytime, easily and quickly on your mobile or on a web browser anywhere in the world so that you can remotely manage, remotely see what's going on. Yeah. But analytics is overlaid on top of that. We also do full monitoring of the system so that if any of the cameras get disconnected or they fail or they break or the internet goes down, all of those things create notifications.
Yeah, but I mean, you just make a working system.
Yes.
A working, so that we just assume is like everybody does that, nobody does that, but we assume that. But then we have hundreds of millions of hours of footage. How am I going to do useful things with that?
Well, we're developing, and the world is developing. Eagle Eye Networks, as well as other companies, are developing analytics to go on top of that. Those analytics start off pretty simple, but they get more and more sophisticated. Just like you see, you're uploaded your photos to Google, okay, but then Google starts doing analytics for face recognition, and then there's new analytics and more analytics, and Google does the little sequence play. You start to do more and more useful things with that video once you get it into the cloud.
Yeah, I want you not to do only things after the fact. I want you to basically open the door for me if I'm allowed, right? I mean, get integrated with all these lock people and basically figure out useful things. How many hours? I don't want to take care of my hours. I just want you to do useful things with camera stuff. Is your system open enough to integrate with all these other people who do that?
Yeah, so the Eagle Eye system has a full open API. That API is fully documented on our website. Anybody can look at it, start using it. There's no requirements for even a credit card to start using our API. Yeah. And we have integrations with cash register systems, point of sale systems, lock systems.
Okay, so you got that all covered. That's no problem.
All that.
Okay, and then a question. You worked for Apple. You designed chips for Apple. You started a whole bunch of companies, including billion-dollar companies. Why are you still interested to start a whole new business? What makes you motivated to do that?
So I fundamentally really love building great products and having them change the world and impact people and have the experience of people enjoying those products and saying, wow, this is really better than anything else. I'm glad you created this. Okay. I love the creation process and the perfection process.
Oh, okay. So still a very optimistic man. Now, I was very optimistic about the internet. I'm always optimistic about about technology and about the internet. I started a couple of them. Good. It's pretty good. But I mean, it was openness and everybody could do everything. And now we have Facebook and we have Amazon, we have Apple and we have Google and we have Facebook. I mean, it's becoming a dominant player. How do you feel? What do you think about that? Do you see that in the business, that everybody has a network effect and only a couple of players survive? And that it doesn't necessarily lead to all kinds of positive things? We saw you have a great president now, right? I mean, we're having a lot of fun with your president here in the Netherlands.
That's good. I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah, but I mean, that is not positive.
No, but the things that Google and Facebook do are very positive, right? Connecting people, finding what you want on the internet, okay, providing you a great email system, making your life better. So I would say that, those companies have been very successful and built things that have fundamentally shaped or changed the world. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. How long do those companies survive and dominate? Good question. I mean, IBM used to dominate the PC and computer business. Yeah. Okay.
As long as they deliver great products, they will survive. Exactly. No, but what I'm saying is, it is a very positive thing, the internet. But you've always been busy trying to make sure that the bad things which are happening, like the cybersecurity, like the malware, like the trouble with email, to solve those problems.
Correct.
Do you see that? Yeah, trying to protect. Do you see that business going that you can be successful in this phase too?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that cybersecurity, physical security are going to get better and stronger, and people will become more safer and more comfortable over time. But I believe it's a continuous battle, right? And in the cyberspace right now, I think we're kind of losing. Yes. Okay, the tide is with the culprits, okay, or the bad actors as we call them. But we'll eventually get to the place where we get enough knowledge, enough experience, enough change stops, and things stabilize such that we can get it under control. Yeah. But we got a long road ahead of us.
And who needs to do that? Because the police here spends 0.1% on cybersecurity. I mean, they're not going to be able to do it. Who is going to be able to do that?
I think it's going to be industry. Okay, I think industry is going to lock down their assets, just like You don't expect the police to lock the doors on your house. You're supposed to do that. Just like, you keep your assets safe at your company, you're going to have to learn how to keep your assets safe at your company.
And we will be able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to be the Amazon cloud for the security camera business.
You got it. We're going to be the platform provider for security cameras of all kinds.
Dean Drako, after starting, I don't know how many, at least 6, 7, 10 companies, he still is enthusiastic to change this business as all the other businesses he's changed. Thank you for coming to Amsterdam.
Thank you. Awesome. Nice to